Good morning, it's Henrik. Please excuse my hair, but yeah, today I'm gonna tell you a bit about what tools and which spare parts you need when you go on your first or on your next bikepacking trip. It happens really quickly. You're just enjoying a ride and all of a sudden you're hearing some bad noises, or your tire deflates, or your brakes don't work anymore, and all of a sudden the trip is just not really fun anymore. Well, it is still fun if you've got the right tools to keep you going. And so in this episode I'll discuss the must-have tools, the nice-to-have tools, and in which cases you might still need some extra things or parts or tools. This topic is really all about making sacrifices, weighing up the benefits against the disadvantages, because the more tools you have, the less you have to worry. You're much more flexible, you can fix anything on the road. But on the other hand, tools take up quite a lot of space, which is valuable on your bike, and they can be quite heavy. It all really depends on how long you're on the road and how good the infrastructure is in the place you're going. But most importantly, always take care of your bike and maintain it, and before you go anywhere, check that it's working perfectly, and you most likely have an easy ride. So let's start with the very essentials everyone should have on their bikepacking trip. It's two things. Firstly, fix a flat tire. So for that you need one or two little tire levers, a tire pump, and spare tubes. I always like to bring 2 or 3 spare tubes on every trip, just to be sure. And if you've used one of them, definitely replace it at the next bike shop. Don't wait until you're out of spare tubes, because no matter how skilled or how experienced you are, a flat tire can happen to anyone. And secondly, a multi-tool. Now there's tons of those out there. The most important thing is that you have enough Hexagon or Allen keys to fit every Hexagon screw on your bike, and definitely Phillips or a plus sign screwdriver and a flat screwdriver. Bit more advanced are Torx screws and a chain rivet or chain breaker tool, which is pretty good, and also a tool to adjust your spokes. There's a lot of multi-tools out there that have all these for about 30 euros, so you don't have to spend a fortune on that. I also like to bring single Allen keys, because on some places of the bike it's just easier to go in there with the single Allen keys instead of the multi-tool. So that's it with the essentials. That should be enough to get you through any weekend or week-long trip, provided you've taken good care of your bike before you left. And even if you're that unlucky that something happens that you can't repair, within a week you're likely to not be that far off of a town or a public transport, or you might get a taxi. Now that changes the further you go, because if you're going for 1 month or for several months, it's likely that there's some places that are a bit more remote. The infrastructure might not be the greatest depending on which countries you're in, so you need to be a bit more self-sufficient. Brake pads beforehand and take enough. The most important thing when you go further out are brake pads and tools to change brake pads, because brakes are literally life-saving, and if your brakes are worn out you shouldn't have to wait until the next city or bike shop to change the brake pads. Brake pads these days can be quite specific for certain types of bikes, so I recommend you get all the brake pads you expect to need for the duration of the trip, to take all those with you, because they're light, they don't take up much space. How often you need to exchange brake pads? Really much depends on the circumstances. In dry weather and on clean roads they can last several thousand kilometers, but in rain weather and on dirty roads they might only last a few hundred. For most brake pads, disc brakes and rim brakes, multi-tool should be enough to change those. For disc brakes I'd recommend that you maybe watch a video or read something about how you can exchange them on your bike, because they're a bit more difficult than rim brakes. So that was the real essentials, and now I'm gonna move on to the nice to haves. So replacement cables for your gears and shifters are definitely nice to have. Any bike shop in the world can probably repair those, but if you're out in a really remote area and you're riding up a mountain and you're stuck in the biggest gear, or you're riding down a mountain and one of your brakes doesn't work, it's quite nice to have these replacement cables and be able to replace them. The only tool you need is a cutting tool to cut the cables, but if you don't have the specific cutting tool, you'll be able to cut it with anything else you have on hand. If it's a knife or scissors, it'll do the job. A new chain and quick links are, I'd say, an essential for trips that are maybe over a month long. Because yeah, when your chain snaps, you'll need replacement right away, because you know, even with a flat tire or without brakes you can ride somewhere, but without a chain you won't be able to move your bike. There's two reasons to replace a chain. Either it's really worn out or it snaps. On a race bike you'd replace a chain when it's showing signs of wear. On a bikepacking bike, I'd say just ride it until it's really completely done and you can't ride anymore, and then it's maybe time to replace it. It also depends a bit on where you ride. I think in most bigger cities in the world they'll have the right chains for your bike. So for chains with quick links, there are tools to open and close the chains, but you don't really need them. It's possible to do without. For a chain with bolts, however, you definitely need a chain rivet or a chain breaker. But many multi-tools have those. So yeah, I'd recommend you get a multi-tool that has such a thing on there. What about a cassette then? I personally would say no. It's just so heavy and takes up so much space. And you're likely to find it in bigger cities and bike shops. Even if it's super worn out, you'll be able to ride it even a few more 100 kilometers to the next city to replace it. A big thing that speaks against carrying a cassette for me is that you need several tools. They're all quite heavy, take up a lot of space. The only reason why it would be worth carrying a cassette is either you have a really special cassette and on a really special rear wheel hub, and you don't know if you're gonna find replacement in another part of the world. And if you're going maybe half a year or plus, and you're gonna be really in the middle of nowhere, in that case it might be worth carrying a cassette. Nice to have spare tires as well. So the thing with tires is that they will last anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 kilometers. So you'd have to be on a really big trip that it's worth having extra tires with you. I got quite unlucky in Georgia. I got a hole in my tire, so I kept having punctures, but I got a replacement tire in Tbilisi, which was no problem at all. I know there's people out there who carry basically everything with them that you need to build a new bike. I think you kind of have to weigh up. If you know you're going through big cities, it's very likely they'll have the spare parts and tools to fix your bike, so you don't need to carry them. So the focus should be on which things need immediate repair, like a snap chain, worn out brake pads, a flat tire, versus the things that could wait until the next city and the next bike shop, like tires, a cassette, or things like bar tape. It's always going to be a trade of flexibility, so that you can travel far out and don't have to worry about anything, versus weight and space. And weight and space are really two very limited factors on your bike, so quite important. But most importantly, before you start, get your bike in the best possible shape and you'll avoid most of the problems. So I hope I didn't miss anything. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and have a great bike ride.